we're back here in the studio with our Director of Philanthropy, Kimberly Nelson.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly, and along with her is Doug Franklin. And Doug, we met last month.
We sure did.
I hosted you two last month.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I believe, yes, I did.
I believe it was.
Right.
Doug is a new member of our philanthropy committee.
Oh, yeah, you were introducing him. That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
we sort of twisted his arm to come on again.
Okay.
Because, you know, the new guy gets his arm twisted.
And he doesn't dare.
He doesn't mind. Thank goodness for that. But before we start talking about philanthropy and scholars, I did want to make just a reminder announcement about the Presidential Awards for volunteers. As you see on your screen, that event through volunteer programs is next Thursday. And all the volunteers who are getting awards have received a notice and information. However, residents who aren't getting award or friends of who are welcome to come. It is open to the whole community. We will have a guest speaker at the program. And they'll have to do pictures, and it's just a nice celebration. So I just wanted residents to be aware that even if you are not personally receiving an award, if you want to just go see what it's about, or you have a friend, you are more than welcome to come.
And just to say to people who may be new and don't understand it all, the awards are for volunteer services here at Green Spring. And
yes.
Or some off campus.
Yes, but while you've lived here at Green Spring, yes.
So just in case, so people don't know what this presidential award would be for.
Yes. So I just wanted to highlight that quickly, and then we're going to talk about scholars.
I'll bet you are.
We are. So I'm going to let one of the cameras zoom in. I'm not sure which camera I should hold this to, but I'm going to hold this for a second because this is a brochure that we put into Cubbies recently, and it caused a little confusion. So I just wanted to share. This was an information to remind residents if they wanted to give through their monthly bill to scholars in particular. It's an easy way to do it. It went out a couple weeks ago. And so this was sort of just what I call a friendly nudge to say, scholars is coming, but here's an easy way to just put it on your bill or spread it out for a couple months. What will appear in your Cubbies probably this weekend is a much larger publication, which is really our formal kickoff of the program. And so it's an 8.5 by 11, and it talks about the Scholars Program, and it's a couple pages long. So this is what I call our official publication kickoff, and we will do fundraising till May 11th.
Okay.
Because the awards is late May for the ceremony. And so I wanted residents to know that it is that time of year as we look at our young people. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about the students, maybe a little bit about the program for residents who aren't familiar with it.
Okay.
And I know Doug was really involved in the interviews.
Yeah.
And this was your first year.
Right.
And I didn't know if you had some thoughts that you wanted to share about the program or that experience.
Well, I did, Kimberly, and as a resident, I wanted to talk to the other residents, and I wanted them to get the same feelings that I had, which was when I started the interview process, I was looking at the students as waiters, waitresses, basically, even though we don't call them that, we're servers. But after the interviews, they blossomed in my mind and what I heard. The interviews were absolutely outstanding in the sense that it just changed my entire view. These are young people who have a vast amount of interest in what's going on and what they have done in the past and where they have studied. And there are so many of them have traveled a lot before they came into Green Springs, and I never forget one of the questions we asked was, what do you enjoy about working at Green Springs? And I thought that's a very critical question. And what they said is, we enjoy working and helping and listening to the residents. They said they have so much to tell us. These are the students saying this, that the residents have so much to tell them and to help them along the way. And that was a good feeling. And the second thing that struck me was when you asked them, what do you enjoy most other than helping and working with the residents, was the friendships they develop among themselves. And that's so important. And that's their attitude. And they have such a good attitude, really. And I just encourage other residents to get started with the scholarship fund. We really need to help these young people because they're worthy of it and they're very, very deserving. And this is where we can make an input. And when you think about all the work they do, bringing the food, taking the food, talking about it, correcting it when the food isn't right. It's not their fault when the food's not right, but people forget that they are just delivering it, basically. And dining services is the one you need to talk to. You need to let them know what's going on. The students are basically bringing it to you in a timely fashion, and all of us enjoy that, and they do such a great job without complaints and to do it well. And I really I would like to impress the other residents to feel free to join the scholarship fund. You can do it on a monthly plan, which a lot of us do because it works very well. And having it done monthly takes the pain a little bit out of it, but in all seriousness, the students deserve your help. And when you think about it, these are young people who are starting out on their careers, and we have a chance to impact that, and that's a very good goal.
Very, very, very good. I want to ask a question, 2 questions. Is there a prominent field of study or that the students from here go into? I mean, do many of them go into a knowledge of what they want to do with their lives? Because of course they're just starting out.
Right.
But have you gotten that sense?
Well, I think when we interview and when we see their applications, many of them have a vision or a plan.
Right.
And some end up completing that plan exactly as they thought. And then others we see over time, their major may change or shift.
Right.
And I would say that our students really do have a wide range of disciplines that they are exploring, from international business to wanting to go to law school, to chemistry, to nursing, to social work. I mean, it really is a wide.
I just wondered.
A wide range of
You're right.
fields.
You're right.
Now, what the other question I had is, I've been pretty ignorant about how many of the servers work over at Garden Ridge. Do we have high schoolers working at Garden Ridge in serving, and are they part of the mix here?
You could not have prepared that question any better.
Well,
I'm
so brilliant.
You are. You are. So we have high school students who serve also in Garden Ridge. And actually, we have 45 seniors this year who have applied for the scholarship, who currently, if they keep all their ducks in a row, will be able to meet all the criteria at graduation to get the scholarship. And of those 45, 9 of them work in Garden Ridge.
And for the sake of anybody who doesn't know, Garden Ridge is the assisted living nursing facility here on the campus.
Yes. So they either work in assisted living or memory care or skilled nursing in Garden Ridge. And so we also have one that works even in the Potomac, 2 in the Potomac Cafe.
Sure.
So it's not just the 3 dining room restaurants that we think of, but also Potomac Cafe and in Garden Ridge.
Yeah, okay.
So that's really exciting too, because I think each dining room has its own personality
Well,
and
yeah, the
style
population is different, yeah.
Right.
and
Yeah.
what it takes to serve in
Yeah.
those dining rooms, so it
Yeah.
varies. So we are equal opportunity helper in all areas. And if we had a high school student who was not, one year we had a high school student who worked in IT, in our IT area
Okay.
long ago, and they were also eligible for the scholarship.
good,
So it's
yeah.
any high school student who meets the criteria, but for the type of jobs we have, historically they're in the dining room.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is how it has been really 99%
You
of
know,
the
I
time.
notice over at, particularly over at Jefferson, whenever I eat in that dining room, which isn't very frequently, but I do, notice that on these cards that have the students' names on them that are on the tables, and they always ask for, they say on there, what's your interest? And it's interesting to see what,
Yes.
you know, what the activities that they are interested in high school. What
Right.
they're doing.
Yes,
You know what?
yes.
I'm getting a signal here.
Oh,
So let's.
well, so I know when someone makes a donation to the scholarship fund, it is 100% tax deductible as allowed by law. And Doug, do you happen to have your name badge handy?
Yes, I do.
Because once you make a donation, you will get an acknowledgement letter from us. If you just hold that still, they'll zoom in on it. And then in your letter, you will get a ribbon that says, I support the scholars, that you can choose. It's double-sided. You just peel it off, and you can put it at the bottom of your name badge, so that it also shows the students that we're behind you and you can do it, because senioritis is also something we really stress with our students. Do not mess up your final semester.
Yeah.
Let's end the year strong. Green Springs behind you. Do a great job.
Right.
And so this is another way of saying, not just financially are we helping you, but motivating you to say, keep it up.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry
Thank
we
you.
kind of got
Of course.
a little rushed here.
That's all right.
Okay, let me give you some interesting ideas here.